Hey guys, it's Sam with Ready Set Go. Welcome to the video. Pleasure to have you guys aboard today. You know, today's video is pretty important to me, and I'm super excited to share this with you guys. I've been at this internet marketing thing for about 2 to 3 years, and I've seen a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and I want to share with you guys kind of some of the things I learned along the way, for especially for those of you that are new to making money online. Kind of want to give you an idea of what is possible. I'm going to talk through about 5 different methods of making money, the strengths and weaknesses of each, what type of skill sets you can expect or you'll need to learn for each method, and the amount of money and the profitability of each one. So, we're going to cover all of that in this video, and hopefully it gives you guys a sense of what direction to take with developing passive income streams and developing web properties and making money without actually working every single hour of the day. So that's the topic of this video, and we're going to dive right into that. But just a quick note before we get started. If you guys do end up enjoying the video or you find it useful, I really appreciate it if you could give it a like or subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of these type of videos, and I try to share as much of what I've learned over the years with you guys. So just really love to see that feedback and that engagement from you guys. All right, let's get started then. So the first method I want to discuss is starting a blog. And this is probably the most popular way of getting into the online money making, business starting type of entrepreneurship type thing. So, starting a blog, there's a simple process to this, and I'm not going to dive into each individual thing, but I'm going to give you an overview of exactly what the process is and how you can eventually monetize all the work and the hours that you've put into building this business. So, starting a blog is what it sounds like, just starting a website and posting blog posts on it. So the first step is going to be to build a website. You need a place on the internet that's branded and has your name, has an about me, a place where people can come to view your latest updates per se. So building that website is going to be the first step, and it's actually not as hard as you think. If you don't have much experience with website creation or website design, it's actually not that hard. There are specific tools that you can use that help optimize that process and make it way faster than what it used to be 10 years ago. And one of those is actually WordPress. If you So essentially what WordPress is it's a content management system, and it pretty much allows you to it simplifies all the processes that it takes to, or the methodology, whatever you want to call it. It pretty much optimizes all of that for updating your website. If you want to post a blog, there's a specific tab you can go to and post a blog. If you want to change your theme, if you want to add a plugin, if you want to, add an about me page, whatever it may be, there's some place in WordPress that you can click, shows you exactly what you need to do, and it gives you a very streamlined way of updating your website. And that's probably the number one thing I would recommend, is actually just trying WordPress out. Unless you do have experience, go out, build the website yourself if you already know how to do it. But for those of you that are just starting out, which is kind of who I'm trying to focus this video to, is just check out WordPress. And if the number one thing I would recommend, honestly, if you're just starting out, go to Bluehost, because you're also going to need a hosting provider that is going to manage all these files for you. They're essentially going to give you some space on one of their servers where you can upload files. They'll manage all of the traffic. Essentially make sure your website is up and running 24 hours a day. So if you're new to this, I would go to Bluehost, and I'll toss a link on the screen. Go to Bluehost, sign up for their WordPress hosting plan, and I believe it's about $4 a month. I'll see if I can get a discount link to put up on here. But essentially, use Bluehost and install WordPress, and then find a free theme that which costs you $0, so it's free. Upload that, and pretty much you're ready to start blogging at that point. There's some later things like SEO and optimization that you'll need to do later, but at that point, you will be ready to start blogging. All right, so once your website's up and ready, you're going to be creating a lot of content. You're pretty much going to be writing, making videos, things like that, to essentially get people to your website. You need to be telling them something. You need to be providing advice, providing experiences of your own that, they can learn from, things like that. So that's another thing to focus on with starting a blog. Then once you do have this content, it's going to be a cycle of promoting your content and essentially building a community of readers. Just like any magazine or any newspaper, you need a following, you need a readership that, is interested in what you're saying. So it's going to be a cycle. That's something that's probably when you're starting a blog, and that's your primary method of making money online. It's going to be a lot of community building, talking to readers, leaving feedback, responding to questions, and at the same time going out there and getting links, commenting on other blogs, building networks. And then down the road, with this method, it's a long-term goal. Down the road, once you've established trust with your readers, then you can focus on monetization, and that's a completely different topic. But if you do want to go down this road, this is essentially the overall process of what you're going to be doing. All right, so let's get into kind of the nitty gritties here. The learning curve, low. Like I said, Bluehost and WordPress, they essentially optimize the process, and you can get your blog or your website up and running within an hour. And at the same time, the profit potential is actually somewhat medium. There are blogs out there that are earning tens of thousands of dollars, 50, 60, whatever it may be. They're earning a lot of money. But it takes a lot of time, and it does require a lot of traffic to get to that level. So put profit potential as medium, because on average you can easily get to 1 to 5K. Even 5 to 10K is pretty reasonable. Getting past 10K requires a significant amount of traffic and a significant amount of expertise. All right, so time investment, again, medium. If you are working a full-time job, I started Ready Set Go while I was working a full-time job, and kind of got the ball rolling during that phase. And now, it is my full-time income. But at the time, I was putting in maybe an hour or two every single night, and then, 4 or 5 hours on the weekends. And it is a grind. Don't get me wrong. It's all about putting in that time investment so you get the returns later. But I know everyone's situation is different. And if you don't have much time to invest, this is a medium level commitment. 5 to 10 hours a week is pretty much the minimum amount of time that you need to spend to create the content and do the SEO and get the word out. And that's why it's not for everybody. But if you do have 5 to 10 hours, this is probably the number one way that I would recommend for trying to earn money online. All right. So, and the capital investment, again, awesome, because it is super low. If the hosting package through Bluehost is, not going to cost you over $5 a month, you can get a free theme, and pretty much everything else you're going to be doing yourself, like writing the blog posts and making a video, just as I'm doing right now. That's all your own time investment. So it's not going to be too much money that you're investing into other things. So less than $100, you can get started. And that's another reason starting a blog is super attractive. So, kind of to recap this method, who's it best suited for? Blogging is essentially perfect for someone that isn't focused purely on the money, in my personal opinion. When I started Ready, Set, Go, it wasn't to make money. It was to have a place on the internet that I could document my ideas, share my thoughts on different stocks that I was buying, get some feedback on, my income strategies, on my budgeting, and just in general share what I was learning with other people. And it took almost 6 to 8 months before I even realized I could make money. And once I started doing that, I was able to make money. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have gotten to that point if I didn't believe in the fact that I was building a community and I was making connections and I was helping other people out with the post that I was making. So if you're in it solely for the money, and you're in it solely to get a good ROI on your time, I wouldn't recommend it, because it's not a guaranteed, you're not guaranteed to make money with blogging. You don't know if people will purchase what you're recommending. You don't know if people will be even interested in what you're writing. So you can't go in it with a mindset of, okay, this is how much I put in, this is how much I need to get out, profitable ROI. that's not how you can look at it. You need to just go out and build something, that is truly beneficial to people out there. And then once you build trust and you do have a following, that's when there are methods of monetizing that traffic or those readers or those subscribers. So that is I would say that's critical. Building a community needs to be your first ideal if you're going to start a blog.